Hi guys. Anyone got any listening devices? Please feel free to come up. This is Catherine from the Daily Mail. Hi guys, Charlotte from the Athletic, Tom from the Telegraph, Susie. Yeah, recorders, listening devices. Eloquent as always. Thanks ever so much for joining us. We've got Lucy Parker here. We'll kick off with you, Gail, from Sky Sports News, if that's okay.
Well, Lucy, a little bit longer to get in here than first thought. How's it been now you're finally here, finally in that England outfit?
Very nice. I think the first sort of yesterday and today have been a bit of a whirlwind and sort of just like whoa everywhere. But no, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. You
obviously got to see a lot of your teammates and some of those that have gone before you today. I wondered who you were like tapping into for a little bit of advice. Who's your new best buddy?
From the legacy?
Well, for both, from the current crop and those that you got to meet earlier.
My coach was actually here, so Danny Buett was here, so I've been speaking to her, just catching up. But no, from the squad, obviously, there's so much experience and so much talent in the squad that I just want to draw from everybody and spend the week sort of like learning from everyone and just getting to know everybody as best I can.
You said it was a little bit of a whirlwind. At what point did you just suddenly go, wow, when you walked in? Was there one moment in particular?
I think walking out to training today was quite fun. It felt like a long day yesterday, not getting out on the grass, and obviously being a footballer, that's what you want to do. So walking out at training and getting going and just looking around at the calibre of player and, you know, being on the grass with them was a surreal moment.
And you talked about the opportunities of playing in big stadiums, didn't you, earlier on, because of West Ham being the only sort of WSL club that haven't moved it. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than what might await on Thursday. How much are you looking forward to that prospect at Wembley, for Wembley?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a crazy experience. When I withdrew from the previous camp, I still went to watch the game, and yeah, it was crazy even from the stands. So to be on the pitch on Thursday will be incredible.
Thanks, Gail. We'll take questions from the floor. We'll go to Joe at BBC. Thank you.
Hi, Lucy. How are you doing? Obviously, all eyes are on this week, and I appreciate that, but the World Cup isn't that far away. I was just wondering if Serena had conversations with you and maybe other players about if you want to be on that plane to Australia, what she wants to see from you over the next week and a half?
I think the biggest message has just been to be yourself, and, you know, not worry about anything that could happen in the future, but just embrace this week and show what I can do, really.
And as well as this week, the big news has been the kit drop that we've seen in the last couple of days, and with that, the blue shorts replacing the white shorts. Just wondering, appreciate that again, you're relatively new in the squad, but your reaction to the fact that they'll be playing in blue, not white?
I think anything that sort of relieves the mental stress from a player is a good thing. So, you know, if it's one less thing to worry about, then why not?
Thanks, Joe. We'll go to Emma at BBC.
Hey, Lucy.
Hello.
Nice to see you. I just wanted to ask about Leah Williamson, because obviously you come in training alongside her. She's obviously leading the way in terms of that centre-back role at England. So, you know, what have you made of her from the outside, and now sort of being able to train alongside her? How sort of important is that for you?
Leah's obviously someone I've known from the youth teams, and growing up playing at Arsenal Academy, she was always sort of the age group above, so she's always been someone for me to sort of idolise, a role model, as someone that's just that one step ahead. And obviously for England, she's a huge figure, and getting to sort of spend a week with her and learn from her is going to be a great experience.
Yeah, and as it was mentioned before, obviously playing at Wembley this week, I know that you raised questions sort of early this month or last month on sort of West Ham, your club, not playing at the men's stadium, as it's so called. Have you had any more clarity from the club on that, and are there plans for that to change in the future, and sort of how disappointing is that really?
There's been really positive conversations, and you know, for me, I just believe that we as females have a responsibility to leave this game in a better place, and that's the only place that my frustration has come from. But for now, like this next 10 days, I'm fully focused on everything that's happening here. So, yeah.
Thanks, Emma. We'll just go behind to Good Morning Britain.
Hello there. Obviously, Thursday's a big night. What's the sort of mood in the team at the moment, given the success that you've all had and the huge interest for Thursday night?
I think excitement is probably the biggest one, as everyone just wants to get going and get the game played and hopefully win, bring another trophy back.
And what would you say are the challenges ahead of that match that Serena's been talking to you all about?
Brazil obviously have a lot of creative talent, and so, managing 1v1 duels and things like that, what we'll be focusing on.
Thank you. Yep, we'll go to BBC at the back.
Yeah, hiya, I'm Kimberly from BBC Bite Size. So our audience are obviously building up to exam season at the moment. It's a big moment in time. You're having a massive moment in time at the minute. You're here at St George's Park. It's a huge moment in your career. I just wonder how you prepare and adapt for something like that when you're walking into something that you've been waiting for your whole life.
That's a good question. You get a bit nervous in the car driving up, and yeah, meeting everyone's obviously quite nerve-wracking, but I think everything you do from your day-to-day life in general has led you to the moment that you're at. So there's nothing like overly special coming into camp that I've done any differently, but it's just everything that's come before is prepared for this.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly. If we could get the microphone down to the front, we'll take some questions. We'll begin with Dan Pentland. Thank you very much, Kimberly.
Lucy. Obviously, you've been in the youth setup previously, so I suppose what's the differences coming from that environment into this one, or there's some similarities there as well?
It might be surprising, but this is actually a lot more relaxed. I think going through the youth age groups, there's obviously a lot more of a protection there, but no, the general feeling is a lot more relaxed.
I just want to ask you about Mackenzie Arnold, because potentially you might meet on Tuesday in Brentford. So yeah, I know she's been playing well for club and country at the minute. So yeah, what's she like to work with day to day, and how do you rate her?
Yeah, she's obviously a fantastic goalkeeper, and the way she performs every week speaks for itself. So if we get to face each other Tuesday, that would be quite cool.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks, Dan. We'll go to Ella, just next to you. Thank you.
Hi, Lucy. What's the feeling among the England camp when it's looking forward to the World Cup in the summer? Is there a belief that you can win it?
Of course, yeah. But, there's a lot of really good teams going into the tournament expecting the same thing. So, you have to take it game by game and day by day and go from there.
Are you doing any prep when it comes to sort of the crowds? Because obviously it's away from home this time. Have you discussed how the atmosphere might be different?
Not really. I wouldn't.
Just
I don't know, yeah.
Focused. Thank you.
Thanks, Ella. Yeah, we'll just go across.
Obviously, Thursday is the first Finalist merge, sold out 5 months ago. How does that make you and the rest of the squad feel about the appetite for the women's game at the moment?
Yeah, it's really exciting to have that much demand that quickly. The game is in a good place, and obviously we want to build on that. Every time we can have this sort of exposure is really good, so it's exciting.
And of course, we want to build on everything that happened with the Euros, but does it feel like the sort of spirit of the Euros success sort of lives on in the squad now? Does it feel like that's still knocking around off the walls and getting everybody excited?
Yeah, of course. Winning is a habit, and the girls are very good at it, so hopefully it can continue.
That's it. Thank you.
Thanks very much. We'll take questions from the back. We'll go to Charlotte at The Athletic. Thank you.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
You're not an outsider now, but from an outsider's perspective coming in, what do you enjoy about working with Serena and Ian?
They know exactly what they want, and there's a lot of clarity over what they expect. So it's quite refreshing as a player to know where you stand and exactly what your coach wants from you.
And how have the England coaching team prepared you week in, week out for this camp while you're at club?
I think for me it's probably been a little bit different to a standard player. We haven't had that same level of communication, but prior to the camp. You know, we had a call and she checked in and sort of let me know what she sees in me and what she expects from me, and and just sort of getting to know each other over this week.
Thanks, Lucy.
Thanks, Charlotte. We'll go to Tom at The Telegraph.
Thank you. Thanks, Lucy, for your time. Could I just take you back to when you were called up and then had to withdraw? Obviously, very unfortunate timing. What were your emotions at that point? Did you fear that perhaps your chance had gone through bad luck?
It was a hard time to sort of wrap my head around what had happened, and probably to date it was mentally one of the toughest things I've experienced, because playing for England has always been sort of the end goal for me, and that for any young footballer growing up, they want to play for England, and so obviously, like you've said, there's always that stress of will my chance come again. But you know, I had spoke to Serena like upon leaving that camp, and she just sort of said, just focus on getting yourself back fit, and you know, we'll take another look.
Well, how much does that mean to you that she, you know, said to you, we'll have another look? That must have meant a lot to you in terms of the support that offered.
Yeah, it obviously meant a lot, because leaving was hard, but knowing that I just needed to get my body in a good place and get back playing and do the best I could to sort of make her notice me again.
Do you remember where you were when she called for this camp?
The second time around, I was cleaning my bathroom and missed her call, and then we played phone hooky for a little bit and eventually got hold of her, and yeah.
And what went through your mind when she said, I'd like you to come into this camp?
Just, I guess, happiness, relief that it had come back, the chance had come back again, and yeah, just proud. I know it's the second I hung up from her, I rang my mum, so, you know, a lot of happy emotions.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Sandra at The Sun.
Hi, Lucy. Congrats on the call-up. I was just going to ask, what was the reaction of some of the other international teammates in West Ham who will be going to the World Cup, like Hauer? I mean, has there been kind of like banter in terms of, you know, chances at the World Cup and, yeah?
Not that much, but they were obviously all very excited for me when the news came out. You know, yeah, I think it's the same for all of us. Whenever a player gets called up for international, it's a great thing for the player and for the club. So yeah, happiness.
And Gilly Flatty, someone you've played with a lot in the past, have you kind of been picking her brains in terms of her previous international experience? I mean, have you had any interaction with her in terms of your call-up?
Not in terms of my call-up, but me and Jill have a good relationship, and yeah, she was somebody I learnt a lot from last year and respected a lot last year, so it was really good to have that year with her, and yeah, she's someone I admired growing up.
And for you, what is it like to be coming through the ranks with obviously Katie Robinson, Maya Letitia breaking through, you're all coming through together, and obviously a new crop emerging? I mean, how does that feel for you to be part of that?
It's really exciting. I think if you're a new player coming in, you know, it can be a challenge, but the overall feeling is excitement and trying to add something to the group and make the team better. And if I can do that, then that's great.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll just go in front of you to Sophie at ESPN.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
I know obviously it hasn't happened yet, but you're in a group where everyone has stepped onto that pitch and got that first cap. Have you spoken to anyone in the group about managing expectations or staying calm or taking the experience in or what? Or do you not even want to start thinking about that yet? Or is it what goes through the mind?
Maybe I'll worry about that when I know if I'm going to play or not. But no, I think not really. I haven't had that conversation yet, but I will.
I'll ask you after.
Yeah, ask me after.
Thanks, Sophie. Any more questions from the floor? If not, we will wrap it there. Thanks so much for your time, Lucy. Thanks, everyone.